It says we're live.
All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
Before we begin, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash.
and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the icon teaching His word without the four corners and showing sincerity. We back out another week to prophesy the downfall of Babylon, and it's a wake up of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans to who they truly are. All right, we are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. All right, and it's time to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. I'm gonna pass it to the speaker.
That's right. And when we say that we're prophesying the downfall of a kingdom, that's not a light thing, right? We're prophesying the economic downfall of a kingdom, the moral downfall of a kingdom, because what did the Lord say? That He would what? He would visit. He would get that and He would visit it. He would make inquisition. Okay, He will make inquisition to those that get that real quick, right? Because the downfall of a kingdom is it's a process, right? And we're in that process right now. Well, actually been in that process, but it's still in the process, like something circling a drain.
I got it. You need it.
Right? When something is circling a drain, it takes time, right? So that's what we're in now, and everybody sees that it's going down, but everybody's like, you know, like a roller coaster going down. You don't want to go down. You know, you're like, oh fuck. You know, that's where we are. Okay, so the America has gotten a lot worse within the last. I ain't even gonna go back 50, just 10, 20. It's getting terrible. You got it, Samaki.
So this is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6, verse 19. And will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled.
That's right. And who was that he? That's talking about starting with the so-called white race, right? The so-called white man, the Edomites, which they have hurt unjustly. So the Most High, He would what Sirach 10 says, right? Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, riches got by deceit, a kingdom is going to be translated from one people into another. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you rule unrighteously. God takes away your power, and He gives it to another people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wanted to bring this out real quick. You have more on that, brother?
That's it.
This is Isaiah chapter 19 and verse 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at His presence, and the heart of the Egyptian of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." All right, so when the Lord comes back, man, that'll be the full collapse of this new spiritual Egypt, man. Okay, He's gonna come in the chariots. All right, and when they see the Lord, man, all their idols and their witchcraft, their military, all right, the way they thought things, you know, should go, the course of the world, all right, that whole idea that they have in their mind is gonna shatter, man.
Yep. Because
Okay.
they hold these summits.
Yeah.
Right? Like you said, the trajectory, they got plans, and okay, the trajectory, we're going here.
Yeah.
So when the Lord come back, He's going to shatter their plans.
Right.
To destroy the whole Edomite spirit system.
Exactly. It says, "And I will set Egyptian against Egyptian, and they shall fight every one against his neighbor, and everyone against his everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom," man. All right, and we're seeing that spirit stirred up in Babylon right now. Okay, all right. There's division going on, man, and it's gonna get you know, real bad, man. Like, it's gonna be neighborhood versus neighborhood, you know, potentially state versus state. You know, a civil war is coming to the shores of America, man. All right, and the scriptures talk about that in 2nd Esdras 15 chapter, man. All right, how there shall be sedition amongst men. Okay, all right. Now verse 3, it says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to wizards." Okay, all right. So the spirit of Egypt shall fail. All right, like you said, the morale of America is breaking down over time, and this is prophetic, man. All right, and that's what happens when a kingdom is coming to an end, man. And you see that, you know, even when we were in ancient Egypt, you know, and the Lord started bringing plagues upon the ancient Egyptians, man. You know, the Pharaoh's counselors was like, "Yo, hey, we gotta let these people go."
Mm-hmm.
You know, even Pharaoh himself, there was times he was thinking about letting the people go, but then the Lord hardened his heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, All right, so these plagues, man, and the judgments that the Lord is bringing upon this place is breaking down the morale, is breaking down the infrastructure, is breaking down the culture, is breaking down the pride. They actually, there's been reports that went out that patriotism is at an all-time low here in Babylon the Great, man.
Army enlistments.
Yeah.
You know, they can't get people to enlist in the army.
Yeah.
That's a sign.
Yeah.
Because people were proud to fight for their country.
They've been exposed that those wars are banker wars.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as weapons of mass destruction. Where is it?
Yeah. You know.
Because we were talking about how the Lord is, slowly taking down Babylon, and even to the coming of Yahweh, the Lord is about to interrupt his plans. This is Joel chapter 20. Joel chapter 20, verse 22 says, "In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating." And one saying we like to say, the Lord's gonna basically pull that rug. Okay, he's gonna use Yahweh when he comes through and destroy all his plans, man. And which the Lord revealed to us through the Spirit. I was gonna say we're not ignorant to the same devices. All right, his decrees and things like that. That he has an agenda. All right, which one major agenda is merging man with machine? Okay, what they call it, what the fourth industrial revolution. Okay, but that's not gonna play his part to his extent.
Yep, its fullness. It's not going to reach its fullness.
Right. And the reason how we know that, is because when we actually go to Revelation, the 13th chapter, all right, it talks about the mark of the beast, but immediately after that, which we understand the mark of the beast is the RFID device, the chip, okay? All right, that's the mark of the beast, man, and they're gonna have it set up to where, you have to be implanted with that technology in order to buy and sell and operate in this kingdom, man. Okay, that's what they're setting this whole new grid and this new system up for. All right, now in their mind, they're looking at that as a as a first step, to transhumanism, and really fully bringing on the full merger between man and machine. Okay, but when you read Revelation the 13th chapter, all right, it goes from that to the Revelation the 14th chapter, and it talks about the destruction of Babylon and the destruction of those that took the mark of the beast, man. So again, that's just going to show you there's man trajectory, and then there's a Most High's will.
Yep.
Okay? All right, Esau, a lot of the stuff that he's saying, it's really just him speaking loftily against the Lord and him just being proud.
Yep.
Okay? But is that the actual will of the Most High God? As far as the end all be all, no. Okay? All right, as soon as Esau starts pushing out this microchip and making it mandatory for people to take it, however exactly he sets it in order to where, it might be an EMP or whatever, however he does it to where there's no other choice. All right, from that point forward, things are going to move really, really fast and break out into all-out war.
Yep.
Okay, and so his devices will not come to pass. As scriptures say, it says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, man, and he disappointed the devices of the crafty. All right, bring it out, brother.
Job 5:12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong.
That's right. Okay, so Esau's devices, you got to understand a lot of things that he's saying is him just being prideful against the Lord, man. And of course, we can link certain things up with the scriptures, but at the end of the day, man, all right, we got to be confident that the Lord's going to do what he said he's going to do. Okay, and the Lord's really getting ready to confound all of this man's folly, man. All this AI and fucking robots and shit. Okay, all right, all that bullshit. The Lord's getting ready to confound it, man, and it's going to be in a very, very dramatic way, especially in the time of Jacob's trouble, man, when he really starting to use, come down with the great wrath, knowing that he has but a short time. He's going to be using AI and robots and all this stuff, to try to solidify his oppression and tyranny over the nations. That's when the Lord's really going to turn up on the right-hand side to perform those right-hand side miracles the same way it was with Moses and Aaron against Jannes and Jambres, man. Okay? All right, the clash between the left hand and the right hand, of the Most High, the good and the evil, it's coming to its peak, to its maximum, man.
That's right.
Okay, and righteousness is going to overcome, man. All right.
Go ahead, you got it.
I quoted it. This is I'm reading NOT in KJV. It says 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11 says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." I'm reading NOT. It says, "So that Satan would not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil schemes."
That's right.
All right, who's the physical counterpart of Satan, the so-called white man? All right, and brother just brought up a good point with the AI. The AI is something that he's getting people into comfortability with, and which we believe through the Spirit he's going to use it against the men of the Lord, man.
Right. Yep. You know, because this whole infatuation with AI, like you said, people are getting comfortable with it. Basically, you know, a lot of people go to Chat GPT and these different think tank bots and shit like that, which are really just, highly functional search engines. Okay? All right, they're just supercomputer search engine programs that just draw information from what's already out there. Okay? And so people are getting accustomed to using it, okay, to help make decisions for them. Okay? And we talk about Chat GPT and Gronk and all that other stuff, right? But that's something that's been going on. People have been using Google and DuckDuckGo and Yahoo and all that. That's all AI. That's all our artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People are into the apps and social media, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, fucking using the apps to order food, to conduct business, to be able to kind of scheme on the market and see, okay, damn, should I buy or should I sell? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that accustomedness to letting or allowing technology to help you make decisions, okay? That's gonna make it easier for the transition, so that when it's time for people to take the chip and they have to, go to the store or go do this or that, it'll be easy.
Yep.
Okay, it'll be an easy adaptation. The people who can't adapt are gonna die.
Yeah.
Okay, and Esau doesn't give a fuck. He don't care. He don't care that a lot of people gotta die to bring forth this system that he's trying to bring in. He don't give a fuck about human life.
He already look at you as buoyant.
Yeah, and honestly, the more people die on the way there, the better, because that means it's less people to control. You know, and the ones that are still alive, however he does it. It could be EMP, it could be war, it could be whatever. It could be through causing the grid to collapse. The woman's blind. Somebody help guide her. She's blind.
So we're gonna help you. We're gonna help you.
Yeah, no, there's a camera.
There's a camera right there.
Yeah, she used to. Yeah, we know. We met you before. Yeah, that was a lady last summer. She was blind. She needed help. Yeah, she lived in that condo. Somebody help her, bro. Somebody help her find where she lives.
It's helping too.
Yeah, she live in that condo.
You got it?
Okay. Yeah, bro. Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
AI, making it more comfortable.
Yeah,
and
making it
those
more
decisions.
comfortable. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? It'll be easier transition.
Exactly. Really, it's a snare, right? Because you went into that NLT. Well, you was finished?
No, I had something.
I got an article right here.
No, you got it, bro.
You guys, speaking of AI, this is from Fox News. It came out May 31st. Oh, interesting. May 31st, 13. I love that number. Brain implant enables ALS patient to communicate using AI.
Yep.
See that?
Yeah, give me that in Revelation. Deceived by those miracles.
Yep.
Right. There's also another precept in 2 Thessalonians, the 3rd chapter. Talks
Look.
about his miracles.
Right here it says, thanks to a groundbreaking Neuralink brain implant, Smith, the guy who has ALS, is now able to communicate with words using only his thoughts.
See, and that's a snare. The scriptures, everything that you're witnessing in real life, we have the answers, right? These are all wiles of the devil's trickery. This is all planned.
Fox News,
You know,
hot off the press. I mean, mainstream.
you've entered into the 4th industrial revolution, all right? And if you don't want to get down with the get down, like Bishop Lloyd said, you're gonna get laid down, right? Because entering into this new system requires you to choose a side, and those that don't want to choose a side, you're gonna get left behind, so to speak. And this is why the Revelation 13 is going to be the ultimate line in the sand.
That's the decision.
That's the ultimate line in the sand, and you're gonna have to worship Satan or worship the Most High. And that's gonna be where the cutoff that's the ultimate cutoff. It ain't gonna be no more. See, you can wiggle around now. You're gonna be able to wiggle around when the chip come out.
That's why it's considered the hour of temptation.
Exactly. You're gonna have to make a decision.
Make a decision.
You know?
Make a decision. If you're gonna, like you said, serve the Most High, Yahweh Shema Shah, or you're gonna serve Satan.
You're gonna serve Satan because in this new system, your God will be Satan.
Yeah.
That's the new system. Who got that? You got it?
Revelation 13 and 14, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
See, he deceived them, right? Because he's gonna say what? Oh, this new brain chip right here could get you to see again, get you to walk again. It can get you to do this. You won't have diabetes no more. You'll be a superhuman.
You'll be able to see.
You can download all everything on Google. You can be Chat GPT in your mind.
Yeah.
They have-
You'll be limitless. You
You'll be
won't.
able to be with somebody that never talked with.
Exactly. You'll be able to talk again. You know, which is left hand miracles.
That's why they say they marvel at the beast.
Wow. You know, and the average person that doesn't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, to them, that's awesome.
You know? Hey, to give you an example, when we was kids and we heard of flying planes in
Flying
the future.
cars, you know,
Ooh,
RoboCop,
wow.
you know.
Yeah.
We thought that was cool. You know, but go ahead, Ira.
It says, and we did get Revelation 13 and 14, and deceived them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
What he had power to do, right? When the ancient Egyptian sorcerers, they had power too. So this ain't a game. We ain't just up here saying abracadabra. These motherfuckers, they worship their God, which is Satan.
Speaking of the so-called white man, I was gonna say something. Speaking on the so-called white man, they just came out. There was an article. They just came out, or they about to come out in their what they call the near future with some type of technology that's gonna make people live forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the part of the thing that's gonna cause go along with this.
Yep.
So basically, what Esau's doing, he's making a incorruptible body in a sense. Just like like the Lord's gonna give us an incorruptible body. He's trying to do it on the left hand side.
Like a fake birthright.
Yeah, there it goes.
You know, because what came with that birthright was immortality, and he's trying to do it on the left hand side because he sold it. He sold it, and he's trying to get it. You sold it already.
You can't get it,
You
bro.
can't get it back.
It's for Jacob.
You know, so he's basically going to try and force everybody to his sick, psychotic plan. And our people are going to fall for it. Some of our people, they are going to fall for it. The people are going to fall for it. What does it say? Those that are not written in the book of life shall worship the image of the beast. So if you're not written in the book of life, you're going to get chipped and dipped. You're going to follow the ways of Babylon the Great. You're going to follow the ways of Rome, ancient Rome, which is here again.
He said, chip and dip in the fire, right?
In the fire. You know the saying, when in Rome, well, they going to do it.
I'm add too. There's an article in Forbes that says that C-19 was a whole plan to fulfill the fourth industrial revolution. So what that means is that the C-19 was a plan to really go into the MOTB.
Yeah.
So there's multiple articles and how people had to scan, QR codes and
Yeah.
learn the technology. So it's all part of the plan.
Yes.
You got to think about what's really going on. Like you were saying, you got to.
Right,
Yep.
surveillance under the skin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's part of the MOTB system too, man. You know, when you actually go into the word for charagma, charax, and all of that, it goes into keeping records, writing.
Yep.
Okay.
Storing information.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and they told you, we brought out these lessons already. When they go to these summits, the forum, the World Economic Forum, and all these people up here talking, they told you in front of your face what they want to do. They didn't hide it. Klaus Schwab told you straight up, you will own nothing to be happy.
Right. And guess what? The majority of the people are with it. The brothers in Dallas had that encounter a week or so ago. People are with this shit, man. You know, just because, we are kind of in an echo chamber doesn't mean that everybody feels the same way. I remember I even asked one of my stepbrother, man, I asked him, hey, would you be okay with microchipping and stuff like that? He was like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are with this shit, bro. The scriptures say all those who would not worship the Lamb's book of life, worship the Lamb and are not written in the book of life, are going to worship the image of the beast.
I just brought that out.
So, if you're not part of the elect, you're gonna fold.
A lot of people gonna look at the chip as a solution, just like they looked at the mask in COVID. They was with it. You know, you couldn't go into your freaking auntie house without having a mask on because these Americans, they was pushed on their media that this is the solution to all of our problems, so they was with it. And the encounter that the bishop was talking about, the elders over there in Dallas, talking about that, right?
Yeah.
Them Edomites, they were like, shit.
Yeah.
They would take that bitch.
Yeah,
You know?
Esau definitely gonna be with it. This is his ship. This is his shit.
Right, because this is Babylon is Esau's blessing.
Yeah.
This is it for him. And they see that it's going down the drain, like brothers were saying. They trying to heal it. So at this point, a lot of Americans gonna do whatever it takes to keep their life going.
Yeah.
To keep this American nightmare, so-called dream going.
Yeah.
So they gonna take that chip, man.
Yeah.
And they gonna be tested, but they gonna easily fail. You know, because the hour of temptation is gonna come upon the whole world to try everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people just gonna easily just fucking fail.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Esau and Moab, they like to be on the cutting edge of technology and shit. You know, so it's gonna be cool. You know. Oh, and then you got the sci-fi genre. They made it cool.
Yes.
To you know what I'm saying? To be half man, half
a
machine.
cyborg.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's in the animes. That's in the movies. That's the Marvel, DC comics. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, the people just gonna be with it.
That's right.
Hey, Apple. Once Apple put their name on it,
Oh my
Oh,
God.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
my
a
God.
wrap.
so now you can search in Google,
Yep.
Apple brain computer interface is gonna come up. First result. So that's how close that we are. Once Apple put their name on it, these people, they gonna go for it. These young kids, they gonna go for the shit.
That's right.
A lot, like brother talking about 2020, or that time of the pandemic, a lot of our people were wooed by the certain things that Esau was throwing into their face. How much greater in the times with the see hit, man.
Yep.
He gonna start throwing, you gonna get all types of benefits. You gonna get that what the digital coins or boosts or whatever you trying to throw out. Our people gonna get wooed by these shit, man.
Yeah.
Niggas was wooed when he said you get a free donut and lap dance.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. They was with it,
Free
man.
work.
Yeah.
So there you go, man. It don't take much. And then on top of that, you know, how this is gonna be presented, man. All other options will be null and void.
Right.
Now you see Esau taking away all these benefits for veterans and seniors and the lower class.
EBT.
You know what I'm saying? They just basically draining out the system, man.
Yep.
So now there's only one way, and hyperinflation ain't gonna stop. You know, these tariffs and sanctions and trade wars ain't gonna fucking stop, man.
Nope.
It's all on purpose, man, to get people in a state of extreme desperation and panic, man. The scriptures tell you in Revelation, the 6th chapter, I believe that is how it's a measure of wheat, you know, for a penny, and a measure of barley for a penny, man. Okay, which means a day's wages for a loaf of fucking bread. Okay, so let's say you work $20 an hour. You know what I'm saying?
But the average is gonna be less than that.
You know what I'm saying?
Average of America. No, average. No.
Yeah.
So probably like 150 to 120.
Yeah, about 125.
Right.
125 a day.
125 a day. For a loaf of bread?
That's crazy.
That's crazy. $125 for a box of Cheerios.
That's crazy.
That's bugged out.
That's how you know cannibalism's coming.
Cannibalism is coming.
And people gonna panic, man. They gonna fucking panic, man. They gonna panic. It's gonna be chaos, man. You know? And that's just gonna be that's gonna be a prime situation, man. To be like, oh, we gotta rush and you know, they bring the system, you know.
That's right. You know, and the Lord said He would bring the plagues of Egypt. You know, He said He would plague Egypt again. You know, in 2nd Ezra 16. And you know, He did the same thing in ancient Egypt. You know, the strategic strikes that the Lord did. He didn't just do it. You know, it was a reason why He did it. You know, He struck cattle. He struck trees, and you know, He basically created a famine.
Yeah.
You know, you need your cows, and also they worship those cows like deities. You know, so the Lord is
they worship the sun, they worship the river.
Yeah.
The Lord basically destroyed all of their
Yep.
all their little idols, all their you know that it was worshiping, destroyed them because that was the center of their world. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So and that put them in a state of desperation. Like, okay, get the fuck out of here.
He gonna do it again.
Yeah.
He's gonna do it again. He's gonna like he tortured those Egyptians.
Yeah.
Like when you read it for face value, but when you actually go into Egypt and what they worshipped and stuff like that, their spirit was crushed.
Yeah. Yeah, and Pharaoh's pride was crushed too, man. You know, and that's gonna you know, because Pharaoh really thought that he was God over his people, over the world, and over Israel, man. Because you know, the Egyptians they had got into a level of prominence thanks to Joseph, man, and the famine that was affecting that region at the time. You know, Joseph, you know, he through his wisdom, you know, helped Pharaoh and Egypt get on a level, man. You know, stored the grain for 7 years, you know, and then had everybody basically sell themselves and sell their land for food, man. You know, and that's how Pharaoh ended up becoming the ruler of all the land of Egypt and even portions of the land of Canaan, man. Right. You know, except for the priesthood. Of course, the Egyptian priests still had their land, you know, portions of land rights, but Pharaoh was the man, man.
Right.
You know,
and the pharaohs after that, they forgot that it was the God of Israel who was the one who set them up to be that power like that by sending Joseph. So they got proud, and like the brother Gabar was just going into, that's how the Lord really gets you. That's the ultimate judgment. If the Lord is going to judge America like with the worst judgment, he got to break their spirit. Like you read in Isaiah 19, man. The spirit of Egypt shall fail within it. And with breaking their spirit, they got to know that God is against them.
That's right.
That's how we know that the plagues of Egypt is coming back, as it says in 2 Ezra 15.
Right.
It's going to be some stuff that people just won't be able to deny. Oh yeah, that God is against America.
Right, and that their gods are not the real ones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
right, Yahweh is against them.
Yahweh did it, man. Yeah, that's why we got to be out here preaching the word, man, to let people know that this is all the work of the Lord, man. That's why we can't you know, we're gonna be brought before kings and rulers and all this stuff and persecution be put on the news. And we gotta embrace that, man, because people gotta know who the real power is, man. Scripture say confess him amongst the Gentiles because he has scattered us amongst them, man. That's right. Okay, and that was how it always was throughout the generations, man. You know, the Assyrian Empire was rising up against Israel. Hezekiah called upon the Lord, man. And then they knew the Lord was the one that sent the angel down and fucked the Assyrians up, man. Same thing will happen with Babylon and Nebuchadnezzar, man. Daniel's wisdom and his three friends, man. The God of Israel is the real one, man. And the Persians had to confess it. Even Alexander knew that, and the priesthood went out and greeted Alexander, told him, hey, you the rough goat. You know, the Lord set you up, man. You know, so that's how it always was, man. You know, so, you know, the Lord is getting ready to break down the pride of these modern Egyptians, man. You know, these modern Babylonians, man, they not the ones in control, man. That's right. That's what Pharaoh thought too. He thought he was in control, man, because that was part of Pharaoh's role over Egypt. That's what he believed his role was, to make sure that everything was operating well by, you know, his different rituals and, you know what I'm saying, him being a mediator and, you know, and in between, and even kind of like an embodiment of his deities, man. You know what I'm saying? So they would do different rituals and different rites and you know, ceremonies to this God and to that God to ensure the prosperity of Egypt, man. Okay? So when the Lord sent Moses against him and said, hey, the Lord, Yahweh said, let my people go that they may serve me, Pharaoh was like, what the fuck you mean? Who is Yahweh? Who is Yahweh that I show? But I'm Pharaoh. I'm you know, Rod dealing with me. You know what I'm saying? That's Shepson dealing with me, you know what I'm saying?
You know, staff after the snake came. He probably laughed a little bit.
Yeah, he was like, oh, that's what you could do. My sorcerers could do the same thing. And the Lord showed the Lord was dealing with Moses, man. You know, and then the different plagues plaguing a river. That was basically the lifeline of Egypt, plaguing the crops. You know what I'm saying? Plaguing the cattle. You know, blocking, you know, bringing darkness upon Egypt and all of that, man. You know, that really confounded them and broke their spirit, man. You know?
That's right. You know, like I said earlier, when we prophesying the downfall, we want this to happen. We want the Lord to torture the America like he did ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
Right. And it's happening. Right. It's going to happen on a even greater level.
Right. When you read the book, the Psalms, King David was always like persecuted by enemies. All right? Make them suffer. All right? So yeah, hey, we with it, man. We went with the God of Israel's with. All right? Going against our enemies and breaking them down and taking them out of power. Because look how they ran the earth, man, in wickedness. You got faggots and weirdos, or when they don't take it down, but just even saying the word. You know, oh, that's offensive. Hey, the Lord's against that, man. The Lord's against these weirdos and freaks. The Lord's against these different idols that are resurrected here in Babylon and across the world. So, hey, we're looking forward to the Lord breaking down our enemies and confounding idols, breaking this image, man. All right? The image of the beast, the Lord's going to destroy it with fire.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is the book of 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 10. It says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter,
I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with the plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's what you see happening right now. The Lord is smiting America with the plagues that he smite Egypt with. One of them, look at the food. Look what happened in 2020. All those food factories mysteriously catching on fire out of nowhere. Tyson chicken nuggets and things like that. That's the Lord's doing.
Tyson chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Jake loved chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's tearing up Tyson.
Yeah, and it keeps coming out. You know, the place on earth that's struck with the most natural disasters is Babylon, man.
Yep.
All kinds, literally all kinds of disasters you could think about happen here, man. Drought, dust storm, heat wave, wildfires, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, blizzards, everything, man.
Fucking up every part of Babylon.
You know, diseases on the crops, diseases on the animals, diseases on people, anything.
Yeah, new diseases.
Yeah,
you know?
Flesh-eating black bacteria.
Yeah.
Sexual diseases.
New
Yeah.
Here in Babylon.
Yeah, and fucking all type of solar eclipses, lunar eclipses. Be, you know what I'm saying? The trajectory be over America a lot. You know? Hey, man, the Lord ain't fucking with this place, man. Bring it out, brother.
It's the book of Second Ezra. Oh, go ahead.
2 Ezra 15 and 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail with fearful constellation. You know, the Lord is judging America. You can see it with the farmers. The farmers was burning their crops down. Oh, it's the spirit.
Yeah, I was just Googling U.S. farmers suffering, and there's mad articles saying U.S. farmers are suffering due to higher costs and tariffs, the weather, all right? And they're also on suicide watch. They have a suicide hotline. So the farmers are mourning. That's the scriptures speaking right there. It's happening. People want to know, all right, is the Bible real? Yes. All right? The prophecies are speaking. That confirms that the scriptures are real, man.
That's right.
All right? But you have to be part of the elect to receive it. That's it, man.
They getting rid of the workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Northern tribe. See, they more in us.
Right.
Their mind is fucked up even worse.
Yeah.
Suicide.
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 31, and it says, "Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord, power of hosts, for that day is come that I will visit thee, and the most proud shall stumble and fall, none shall rise up, and I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all around about him."
Yep. You talk about somebody stumbling, right? You know, when you trip over something, you don't know you're going to trip. It's unexpected. You know, going into someone's plans, you know, somebody being visited. You don't know when a thief is going to come. You know, a thief just pop up, unexpected.
Hi guys.
Hey, hello.
You know, and the most that's self-explanatory. The most proud is what.
It's okay.
The most proud is Esau Edom, right? And the Lord is going to visit him, and He's visiting him now. And these you know, they different sorcerers, and you know, they doing their witchcraft and trying to prolong their empire. When these elites know that this is it, man. This is the final dance.
They're doing more. They cutting themselves more, you know?
Yeah. They know
Drinking
this
more
is
blood.
it. Yeah.
It's nothing is changing.
You know, this is it. This is the last dance, baby. Sit back and watch the show.
It's awful.
It's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 11. It says, "And I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible." And that's what the Lord is doing right now. The Lord is bringing down his pride, man. Okay? The Lord is bringing down the so-called white man, man. All right, because his agenda, his whole ideal of living right now is to subdue or be like the Most High.
Yeah.
Okay?
It makes sense to bring down Babylon, American pride. Because Babylon is the strength of Esau empire.
Yeah.
So if you bring down the strength, you destroy the strength, there's no moral.
Exactly.
Well, if I'm add too, that's why Elon Musk and Trump, they go into that division because he said it himself, right, Samak? He said that America is the Roman Empire once again, and the Romans divided themselves and they got brought down. So, you know, this is America. You know, Babylon is falling out again.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Roman history, you know, one of the key reasons there was civil unrest in Rome is due to famine, lack of food.
Yeah.
All right, and you had, all right, politicians back then, you know, choosing sides and going to war against each other. There was an actual civil war. You can Google that. There's nothing new under the sun because these are the Romans in reincarnation. You know, these are the same people. They're doing it. That's how you know this. To our people, you're insane to follow this man. He's doing the same shit he was doing while he was in, proclaimed to be the Romans. America came up like Rome, is going down like Rome.
Exactly.
This is Rome's gonna fall. You know, you got it.
That's the book of Obadiah 1 and 3. It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Yeah.
Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as an eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Right, and then we're seeing this being played out right now to speak through his economics, all right, through his relationships that he has with different nations. All those things are being broken down, man. His pride is being brought low.
Yep. Isaiah 14, start at 12. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Right, so how is Esau, you know, fallen from his rulership? All right, it says, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. And I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. So your mindset is, I will continue to oppress the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans here in America. Right. We represent the stars of the Most High. Right. It says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
Right, now they got Starlink and shit, the Space Force. Yep. You know what I'm saying? They really trying to gridlock the planet Earth from outer space, man. Which is a cunning plan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's cunning as fuck, honestly.
If you know your shot's coming, right?
You know what I'm saying? That's real cunning. Yeah, basically trying to keep, you know, keep your house out of the earth. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. That's why Scripture say they imagine a vain thing, man. You know, the serpent is really trying to keep Adam out of his garden. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his. You know what I'm saying?
He's not getting tricked again.
Nah, it ain't happened. He overcame. So he coming back to beat your ass this time, bro.
This golden, what they talking about, is building this dome of
The golden dome.
The golden dome.
Right.
You know, like,
Shit out of the ass, really. They already said that golden dome real quickly. All right, it's unrealistic because one, it's going to take years to build, and two, the amount of money. And right now, Trump and Elon are arguing over the debt. Trump's Elon's like, stop spending money. Trump's like, no, this one big beautiful bill is going to help out. No, it's not. It's going to put the country more in debt. All right, and putting these people on their ass because somebody's got to pay for this debt. And that's why, hey, this place is going to turn out in violence, man. They'll say the scriptures. Well, yeah, that was a threat. He said, I'll cut your subsidies. Because that goes to show you, all these corporations, all right, are just not making it on their own. The taxpayers, all right, are helping out these corporations. Right, exactly. It's called subsidy. It's a fucking wicked word. You should look it up, man. All right? It's one of those dirty words. All right? Just like escrow, which is a nice way of saying we're going to raise your mortgage, all right, because of property taxes. Right. The point is, though, is that, all right, Elon Musk is mad that Trump is going to take away his subsidy. That was the threat. So then Elon Musk then dropped the dime on him and said, well, you, all right, we're over there fucking around with Jeffrey Epstein at them islands. All right, just dropping the nuclear dime on his ass. But it goes to show you, they're arguing over what? The economy. Because they see it. They see this place done. Esau, what's his God? Money. That's really what his money is. So when he sees his money, all right, he's getting light on his pockets. Now, like, nah, we got to trim the fat. No, you got to stop spending. No, we need to spend. All right? House divided cannot stand.
Never ruffle their feathers. Elon Musk, if you knew that this man was on the list, then why would you stand next to this man? Why would y'all be fucking booty partners this whole fucking time? And now, since it's some shit with money, now you want to out the man. See, you know? It goes to show you how corrupt these people are, man. And that's why this shit is going down. You look at you stupid ass Americans, they talk about the Golden Dome, this and that. That should tell you stupid ass Americans that they know that a war is about to be fought with nuclear missiles, man. You know? See, they done trained y'all people and whatever they got with these apps and phones to make you people stop fucking thinking, man. God damn.
Right. And another thing too, bro, the Starlink, bro.
Right.
They're gonna be able to observe your ass from outer space.
Yeah.
They're gonna literally lock down the planet Earth by using satellite surveillance, nigga.
Oh, they
That's
just
crazy. And then motherfuckers just walking around like, bro, are you serious, bro?
That's what you people subscribe to. You just allowing these people to just control your whole lives.
Right.
On Social Security through Doji, now they have access to everyone's Social Security records, man. So know everything about you.
Yep.
You know? I mean, you nothing now. You people are just nothing. That's why it's getting to the point where they gonna be confident in pushing out a chip because they know y'all stupid ass gonna take it, man.
Yeah, of course.
They with it.
But I'm gonna say, if that's Esau craftiness, man. The way Elon came out with that Starlink, he said, I want to have everybody connected through the web and everybody get in touch with each other. But that's what we see through the spirit. That's for the MOTB, man.
Yeah.
Okay, that was not for it to connect, do something good onto you people.
And with that Starlink, you know, I had seen a whistleblower, a video on YouTube. Basically, even if you're in the desert or if you're in a rural area, you'll still have connection.
Yeah, you
they
still have
can
connection.
still find you.
They're testing out. That's why there was an uproar down in South America because Elon Musk was pushing Starlink to all those tribes that are in the rainforest, and they had them looking at porno.
Yep.
They were looking at fucking nude. That's the devil, man. All right? They fucked their head up.
It was not how they interact with each other. It changed.
It changed dramatically.
Well, just watching porn.
That's why the scriptures call him the border of wickedness.
Yep.
Everywhere this man goes, he pushes that filth and garbage.
Yep.
Okay? That's why this man got to be taken out. But you assholes on the sign, talking to our people, the bulk of you want this devil to rule over you, man.
Right,
You got to
right.
get lit up, man.
Right,
Like a
and
Christmas tree.
Hey, you know, and that Starlink shit, you know, that basically makes his system impossible to take down.
Right.
Yes.
Because if it's just based off of power lines and poles, you know, you can
knock that shit down.
You know what I'm saying? You can knock that
You
shit
can knock
down.
that shit down.
But if it's from fucking outer space,
You can't do nothing.
You can't do nothing,
Right.
man.
And that's why, you know, sometimes we're like, yo, is that a chariot? Is that a UFO? You know,
Sometimes
especially down in Florida,
that's
it's
Elon.
really Elon Musk and various other corporations down here in Florida mainly, launching satellites into the sky, man. Done hundreds and hundreds, and we see it all the time.
We see it, yeah.
Because they're getting ready for this MOTB, man.
Right. And again, you people all want to celebrate. Y'all want to celebrate fucking 4th of July,
Yeah.
Memorial Day weekend. You know what I'm saying? Juneteenth. You know? And here all this wickedness going on right in front of y'all face, man.
Just ask AI how many satellites are in orbit. It said approximately 9,000 satellites
That's
are in orbit.
crazy. That's why I was gonna say Satan and his angels, man. He trying to be. It says scripture say he trying to be like the Most High, man. The Lord got eyes everywhere. He want to have eyes everywhere too, man. He even want to have the surveillance underneath your skin, nigga.
A prison planet.
Right.
Prison planet is gonna get tight.
Yeah.
It's gonna get real tight here.
You know, they want to inject nanites into your blood to, you know what I'm saying, to help monitor your vitals and shit.
Yep.
You know, to help clear clogged arteries. And people are like, oh wow, marvel, you know, modern medicine is so advanced.
Yeah.
No, man. This is tyranny, nigga.
Yep. That's right.
What was that? What was that show dealing with the New World Order?
Black Mirror?
We gotta watch it the other day at your crib. Remember the other dude? It's like, if you test this, we'll give you this money. And he got tested and he died the next day.
Oh, that was remember the video you put in the chat cap with the dude who was in the house and he was mad. And he threw the rock at the drone.
Yeah, I remember. So
Yeah,
fool
yeah,
took
yeah.
that medicine and died, and dropped the same day, and they came and got him.
Yeah. The dude across the way died.
Yeah. So that's the same shit. You're gonna be taking all these things and just drop dead. You know?
Well, you got
Psalm 91, point in verse 3, says, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power. In him will I trust. Point, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. I'm reading NLT. It says, for he will rescue you from every trap and protect you from deadly diseases.
You know, like we were saying earlier about those satellites in the sky. Well, what is that all going to lead to? Right? It's going to lead to the believers being put in certain predicaments where there's nothing we can do. We're gonna lean on our power.
Right.
You know, and the things that are written, we're gonna have to actually believe these things.
Right, and act on them. Yeah.
Yeah, because, you know, we can't battle with, against Esau and his technology, man. You know, he knows where everybody is and shit. You know, it's a prison planet.
Yeah.
And that's really
You know?
deep. That's real deep because brother talking about the nanoparticles. That's something like
You can't see it.
you can't see that. The Lord got to be with you to protect you from certain things. Because once things go in your bloodstream, alter all type of things within your organs,
Ain't nothing you can do.
you can't do nothing about that.
Nothing about that, man.
That's how you know we don't need spiritual power, right?
Right.
It's gonna have to be miracles on a whole other level, bro.
Right.
Hey, but hey, we get ready to see some shit, man. Real talk, man.
Yeah.
Brothers gotta, hey, man, we gotta really hone in on faith, man. And start, stop thinking this is a joke or, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta really envision this shit, man. You know?
Yep. You know,
They are doing all this deep fake shit, AI shit, which brothers been saying that for years. Going back to before this whole AI animation shit everybody doing now.
Yeah,
Brothers
for real.
been saying
that.
deep fake, man. Brothers been saying that, man.
Yep.
Brothers been saying they gonna use surveillance to fucking lock the cities down and deem somebody a terrorist. This is a long time ago. Brother said this fucking 10 years ago, man.
Yeah.
Your brother said this 10 years ago, man. And now it's happening, man.
Yep.
Okay? And hey, so hey, that's getting ready to come, man. But the Lord gonna show his power, man.
Yep.
Lord gonna show his power, man. You know, I think about it how they gonna have fucking our faces on the news and shit, and all type of deep fake technology and shit. And then they're gonna, it's gonna be, they could have bounties out on us, man.
Yeah.
Because back in ancient times, 2,000 years ago, they had bounties out on the believers in Yahweh Shai, man. And Paul was a mercenary, basically, in a way. You know, he was a fucking hitman to find those who believe in Yahweh Shai, man. You know, so imagine some situation like that happen. And the Lord give brothers spiritual power the same way he did Yahweh Shai to disguise himself.
Yeah.
Because remember, Yahweh Shai used to disguise himself.
Yeah.
In the crowd, nobody know you there. He'll appear to his disciples, start talking to him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, what's going on? You know, y'all don't understand what's going on. And like, hey, you don't know what just happened in Jerusalem?
Yeah.
You know? And then he was like, no, tell me about it. And he giving them the breakdown and everything. Then he disappeared.
Yep.
You know, then we recognize that that's him.
Yep.
Hey, it could be like that, man. Lord could give brothers that power to disguise our visage, man.
That's right.
You know? Go down, man.
All right, peace out. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and the glory from the rising of the sun. When an enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him.
Right. God, so the Lord's going to lift up that standard, man. You know, the enemy shall come in like a flood, man. They shall come in like a flood. The scripture say there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, man. That's right. So in order for that to be possible, that means they're going to have this whole shit really locked down.
Locked down.
You know what I'm saying? But the Lord going to confound that bullshit, man. You know? The Lord going to confound that bullshit, lift up a standard. Brothers might end up disappearing, teleporting. You know what I'm saying? An angel could come, swoop in. You know, we about to have some real up close and personal encounters with angels and the chariots, you know, miracles, spiritual power, all type of stuff, man.
Yeah, that was totally.
You know?
Yeah. The angel disguised himself.
Right.
Yeah.
They say Michael, the archangel, got
Yeah.
deliver us.
Yeah.
You know, like Cap said, man, we gotta really we read it over, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, we're about to get persecuted for what we believe in.
Right.
You know, because in this new system, if you don't worship Satan, you're gonna be persecuted.
Right, exactly.
Of
Yeah.
the enemy.
Yeah, Esau getting ready to really show his horns, man. Show what he really about, man. You know? He ain't gonna fucking hide. There ain't gonna be no fucking trick and nah, man. Look, the villain getting ready to pull the mask off, bro.
Precept.
Fucking mask off.
You know? and anyway, how the fuck we gonna hide anyway when it's 9,000 satellites in the goddamn sky?
Yep.
We don't need the power of the Lord.
And the Lord got it set up this way, so the only choice we're gonna have is to call upon Him.
Yeah.
Right.
No, ain't gonna be no you gonna get in a tank or ain't gonna be none of that.
Nah, ain't gonna be no goddamn, you finna fucking, goddamn it. You know, you gonna be able to fucking do Clark Kent at work and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
ain't gonna be enough.
You gonna be able to get in your car and nah, nigga.
No.
Nah.
You have to have the chip.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be none of that, man.
Facial recognition, man.
There ain't gonna be nowhere to hide.
You know what happened?
Yeah, you got that thermal that can see where you at, all that type of thing.
Nano drones. We need divine intervention, man.
Because, hey, like you said, there'll be nowhere to hide. That's why in Revelation chapter 12, verse 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And the angels will be rejoicing. We're going to be rejoicing. We know what this is all about. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. So that's everybody. Everybody. Not no people, just this country or that country. Everybody, lottie-dottie, that's walking on planet Earth. Okay?
Even the fishes, hey.
Yeah.
They said, whoa, hey, coral reef, hey, look out, bro.
Right.
Hey, this nigga here, he come with that bullshit, yo. Hey, Nemo. Hey. This nigga here, he coming with the smoke, man. Go ahead, bro.
For the devil, and the devil, all right, the devil, okay,
The devil.
all right, are these Edomites, these so-called white people, okay?
Right.
Starting with the elites, what they call the Illuminati, right? For the devil has come down unto you, having great wrath. Great wrath. Not just wrath, it's great wrath.
Yeah.
Because he knows that he hath but a short time. So, and like the beloved brothers and elders have been saying, it's like, yo, there's no escaping, man. Okay, on a carnal level. This devil's coming down with great wrath. All right, he's got the technology, he's got the money, okay? These military troops, they're going to be all with it. So we're going to need Yahweh Shai to lift up that standard, okay? And when you go into that word standard, and Ramak, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? It's either flight or fight, okay?
Yeah, put to flight.
Put to flight.
Fly to attack on
Fly to
horseback.
attack on horseback, yup.
Yeah.
So there you go. So, and it's going to be the Lord that's going to do this for his elect.
Yeah.
All right? Because of how this devil's coming in.
Right.
I just want to establish that.
Right,
you know?
so the decision is going to be made. Do you want to serve the Lord? Okay, even if that means that you have to lose your life and freedom to do so. Like, you know, like the Elder Makama says, you know, even unto death, be imprisoned, potentially tortured or mistreated, okay, and ostracized and hunted down. Or do you want to live under tyranny for the rest of your fucking life and be destroyed by a nuclear missile fire, man?
And the rest of your life will be a couple days.
Yeah, probably a couple days.
Oh, because if you take that chip,
or,
Revelation 16.
or maybe you got to go fight war.
Yep.
Hey, that's the thing, motherfuckers, man. Hey, you motherfuckers get ready to take the chip and still starve to death. So that's a decision that a lot of people gonna have to make, man.
Right.
Do you want to live for the Lord, even if that means that you got to die for righteousness' sake? You're gonna be risen up again, or do you want to live under tyranny? Because that's what this really is. It's tyranny.
I mean, the brothers just
still die. You're gonna still take tyranny and still die.
Yeah, exactly.
So why not die for righteousness?
Exactly.
That's the mindset.
The brothers just read Revelation 12. It says, "Woe."
Yeah.
Which means death and destruction to you. If you don't serve the Lord, you're gonna die. Like soon, because the Lord gonna make the time short.
Yeah, he gonna speed
There's
it
gonna be
up.
no flesh to be saved.
Yeah.
So people gonna fall for the okie doke, and they gonna be had in derision because America is about to blow up. You know, you ain't gonna have no rest of your life in Babylon the way you think and live on and shit. No, once shit hit the fan like that, the comfort that we have is, oh yeah, the Lord's coming now.
Yeah.
Once the chip is being pushed, we talking about in a matter of months right now. So once the chip is pushed, it could be a matter of weeks.
Yeah. They say it's short
Or days.
time. They say the Lord gonna speed up the times. You know, and some shit could pop off, man. I'm telling you, man. The scriptures say, as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell upon the face of the earth, man.
Right. Hey,
Bro,
look,
if Esau shut this grid down and blame the solar flare or some shit,
Oh boy.
or blame terrorists, or blame a cyber attack, or China, or EMP, or whatever,
Yep. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They said the next the next pandemic gonna be a cyber pandemic. Something like that gonna make it's gonna move things.
Yes, it's Chinese what it was, the researchers worked at Michigan State. They got caught with a fungus that they was cooking up in the lab.
Right.
Cooking.
You know, so things can move fast, man. Things can move really, really fucking fast, man. And the scriptures say that they're gonna dwell in torments, man.
Yep.
So just because you take the mark of the beast, man, hey, you still gonna starve. They're gonna be rationing out food to you.
Right.
It ain't really gonna even be food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be able to go
Beyond
certain
meat.
places. You gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be only be able to go so far. You're gonna be locked up in your house. If you gotta go fucking go to a factory and go work, to get extra tokens, you could do that, and they could just shut that shit off on your ass, man.
Noisome sword.
Noisome sores.
From the chip.
You know, you want to keep your chip activated, or what is the new disease out there? You got to get vaccinated, and then here it is, the vaccine kill your ass, man.
It's gonna be people who have the chip that's gonna be begging for death.
Yeah.
So brothers, that's why when death is placed before you, you're supposed to look at that as salvation.
Exactly.
Like once it gets to that point like that, we here. You ain't once we get persecuted like that and they coming up against us. All right, ain't no going back to work. Ain't no paying no bills. America is done once it gets to that fucking point. You know, and we know what death means and all of that, and we understand the scriptures when none of the Lord's chosen shall perish. We're gonna be alive and well in a couple hours.
It's the mindset. Just get to the finish line.
Right,
That's it.
exactly.
We already there. Just continue to keep walking. Yeah.
That's right.
I got a precept.
You know, that's what Yahweh said, they that believe in me shall never die. You know, but they didn't understand what he meant by that. It's through the spirit, man. Death is you just sleeping.
Just a rest.
Yeah.
All right, them that die in Mashiach be the first ones risen up.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's just why not? You know what I'm saying? When he was young, he was willing to die for anything. Why not die for righteousness? Why not, hey Lord, you know, I'm making it up to you for all the wrongs I did, you know?
Right. That's the lot. If that's the lot the Lord gave you, and there'll be certain brothers and sisters that'll just get beamed up, not one scratch on their head, just toiling. All right, there'll be two in the field, one will be taken, one will be left. Two women grinding at the mill, one will be taken, one will be left. That's from Big Brother Yahweh Shai. You know. So hey, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for great things, greatness from our power.
That's right.
Okay, because we believe, man. That's faith, man. You gotta believe. Only believe. You got it?
Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you. And they shall take away certain of you, and feed you being idle with things offered unto idols." It says, and they shall, it says, and they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach, and trodden under foot. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
It says every what?
It says, for there shall be in every place.
Every place. Nowhere to go. Ain't gonna be nowhere to go. Ain't gonna be nowhere to hide.
And in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
So they're gonna come after us.
It says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
Come on, because to live there or keep your house, to keep your money, or in that time your tokens, your coins, you're going to have the chip. That's why I said he shall cast them out of their houses. All right, for that landlord to give you a lease, you're going to have the chip. Right?
Yep.
How you going to pay?
Well, ain't gonna be no physical cash.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna have the tokens, credit, however they're gonna do it. Life as you know it is gonna be changed. So for the believers out there, those that are listening, that's including you too. That's not just the men of the Lord that's preaching. No, that's if you believe in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that's talking about you too.
Right. With much tribulation shall you enter the kingdom of heaven. That's everyone. That's the father that believe, that's the mother that believe, or the wife that believe, and even the children. All right, everybody, is going to be tested.
That's right.
A little bit more. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 74. Hear, O ye, my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same.
Prep talk, getting us ready, getting our minds ready. Because before Israel went to war, you would have the priests speak to the people. And anybody that was scared or nervous, they would tell them, you got to go home. Well, ain't going to be nowhere to go. So we got to get our minds, our spirits right.
Yeah.
Because really the battle is in your mind, because physically, it's not a physical fight. This is not going to be a physical fight. This is about mental fortitude. This battle is going to be won through the spirit.
Yeah.
You got it, brother.
It says, verse 75, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide.
and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord power. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. God.
That's right. That's the times that we're living in.
Right.
Like Bishop Lloyd was saying, it could go down. A blackout, boom.
Your whole life changed. You know what I'm saying? We used to just opening the door, calling on the light.
Yep.
There'll be a time the light's gonna come on. All right, you turn on the faucet, no water
Ain't
come
no
out.
water.
No running water, the toilet, you know?
Oh, that's beautiful you said that. So I came across a recent article from The Wire, and you had FEMA openly saying that if there was a cyber attack that did affect, okay, the electricity grid, the first thing that goes out is water and the sewage system. That's the first thing that goes out. Water and the sewage system.
They're all connected.
They're all connected. All right?
That's spiritual, because I did a lesson on that this week, because the power went off at my job. And we were like 3.5 hours in, and the power went up. They sent home the first shift. So nothing wasn't working, like your badge to get through the door, the computer for you to sign and break, whatever, nothing was working. The spirit got on me to do a lesson, you know, lights out, blackout. What you gonna do when everything goes dark? Because that's definitely coming. It happened before, it's gonna happen again. It happened in ancient Egypt.
Yep.
You know?
That's right.
No new thing under the sun.
No new thing
Anything happen to the grid, like the brother's saying, they're all connected.
I remember in 2003 when the whole East Coast went into a blackout. All right? Hey, it was mad chaos, man. The traffic lights weren't working. All right? The grocery stores.
Yeah.
You know, how can you do transactions? Remember, people were still, there was credit cards in 2003.
Yeah.
You know, people were using them. All right? That's when debit was being, you know, pushed into the populace. Yeah, there was mass confusion. So how much more now? All right, you saw what happened in Spain, France,
yeah.
Portugal. Hey, ATM machines were not working. Train systems were put to a halt. Okay? And people were panicking. That's why it's beautiful the beloved brother brought that out, because, hey, like you said, it's a mindset. Okay? When that shit happens, what are you going to do? For example, we got stuck in the elevator.
Yeah.
We were calm and cool about it. Just talking to the Lord. Hey, you know, we gave it to his hand.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do?
What we gonna do?
Physically.
You can't punch the elevator door.
Right?
You know?
Say that it is the spirit that quickeneth.
Right.
The flesh profited nothing. You know, the words that I speak unto you, that spirit that life. We got to move by the spirit, by way of the spirit, man. Because if you go off of the flesh, you're going. That's carnal movements, and it's not going to work all right for you. You know, if you move carnally, it's not going to work all right. So you got to move by the spirit.
You move carnally in that time, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you're gonna make dumb decisions, unrational decisions. All right, if you're hungry, what's the first thing niggas gonna do? Is run to the supermarket. That's what I'm saying.
That's where you gonna stay there.
Man, the Lord gonna fall on his knees, and Yahweh Shema Shah have mercy upon me, and guide me when you tell me to move. Tell me to move.
Yeah, because that's the brother's point. It's a mental thing. It's a mental fortitude, which is a future prophecy. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time and strength of thy salvation.
Right.
The fear of the Lord is his treasure. In that time, you're gonna have to move by the Spirit of the Lord. If as long as we are those men, the Lord is gonna guide us.
Exactly.
By word of Spirit.
That's why I say, then it shall be known.
Right.
So some brothers are gonna know they're part of the elect, you know, not fully, but some of them, you know, you're gonna be like, oh, the Lord delivered me from this and that and this and that.
Oh, got a good scripture.
You know?
Right here.
This is Sirach 2 and verse 2. It says, set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble.
That's right.
Time of haste.
That's right. So
Yeah.
you gotta be patient. You know? We're gonna have to wait for instructions.
Right. That's why the prophecy should be in your mind continually. All right. We know this devil's going to do a blackout, to do a great reset. Now, how long that's going to last? Hey, we got to trust in the Lord. You know?
Yep.
Because again, we know, say they do a blackout now. All right, they got to turn it back on because we need the RFID chip to be working. Okay? Now they do a blackout after the chip. Then we in some interesting times, man. You feel what I'm saying? That's why the prophecies stay in your mind.
Yep.
Okay? Oh, they do a blackout? So what? We still ain't out here yet. Where's the chip at?
Exactly.
All right? It's a mindset, man. All right? Now, when they push that chip, that's when it's like all bets are off. All right? Where's the destruction? Okay? And where's the mass casualties? Because a lot of people are going to die when that chip is made mandatory, man. But you got it.
Go ahead, Ira. He had it.
2nd Ezra 16 and 4.
40.
40. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth."
Right? When it says make you ready to the battle, is it a physical battle? No. It's going to be physical for Esau, but for us it's not. Because we physically can't fight the so-called white man. We're worms.
Physically, you can't deliver yourself.
Exactly.
That's why his name is Yahweh Shai. He delivers.
That's right. He's going to get the glory and the praise for saving his people.
That's right.
As that's what the Most High gave that glory to his son. So we're going to sit. We're going to have to wait for our Savior to save us.
Right.
That's literally his name.
That work. Every time I see a worm, I pick him up and put him in the dirt. That's what Jacob died worm.
That's right.
The Lord is gonna deliver us. There's nothing you're gonna be able to do. You ain't gonna be able to fight against this man technology.
No way.
We used to go. What we used to call it? We talk about a microwave gun. How the fuck would you fight against a microwave gun?
Come on, man.
Fucking now it's technology. The drone strikes that, the whole situation in Russia and Ukraine. Them Russians were lit up by them fucking drones. They came out of nowhere. So imagine you jakes, all right? You jakes are fucking worms, like you said. Worms, bro.
Those when you said them drones,
Yeah.
they are looking for meat.
Yeah.
They got your, they put in the program. This is how come knock look.
Yeah.
They got your face.
They looking for you. Facial recognition.
I have a precept real quick. This is the book of Luke 21 and 17. It says that you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but there shall not one hair or not an hair of your head perish. In your patience possess your souls. That's right. And that's the mindset we need to have, man. Even when we see the enemy coming, we still got to be able to say, like the brother kind of Knox said, pause, get down on your knees, put your hands up, pray to Heavenly Father, and next move.
Hey, Father, I want to bring that out because you see how the Lord is perfectly balanced. You're going to have certain, brothers and sisters that are going to be persecuted and put to death for this truth, and certain brothers and sisters that are going to be, protected. Not one scratch on their hair. Okay, and that's why we just give it to the Lord, man. Whatever situation you're in, do not move in haste. Pray to the Lord, trust in the Lord, and He's gonna set the situation perfect for you to endure to the end, man.
Yeah.
Okay, and those that die in the truth, you already know you're the first ones risen. The dead shall rise first. Okay, so but the water for bringing that out because that's the balance of the Lord. It's a perfect balance, man.
That's right.
Okay, it's not all of us are just gonna drop dead, man. For not taking that chip. Nah.
Well, who's the Lord going to save then?
Right.
He has to have somebody to save.
He has to have people alive.
When you mention that, some of us are gonna be put to rest.
Yeah.
Right. Even though if I'm being put to rest, me being faithful, all right. Another elect member that's not, he's gonna be faithful because he's seen me be faithful.
Right.
Just as what came to my mind is the seven brothers.
Right.
So if you their faith. Yeah. All right. Even though it's being persecuted, if you their faith. So imagine me, I'm being put to death. Might have this man where he did to him, and he's being saved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I had a quick precept back at the point. Some brothers are going to be persecuted to the point of death, but not all brothers are going to die. This is Matthew chapter 16 and verse 28. It says, "Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom."
That's right. So, that was a hard saying for them. They didn't understand what he was talking about. Because to them, what do you mean? Well, what do you mean nobody's going to die? Some's not going to die. Well, that's for us right now.
Right.
That's for this generation. Right? And there are going to be some brothers and sisters, they ain't going to have a scratch on their head.
Nope. It good. It says, what is it? And the Apocrypha, the heathen shall envy thee.
Yep.
If a brother can find that,
Yep.
we'll have an abundance on this side.
That's right.
Isaiah 4:1.
That's right.
So that's why I just trust in the Lord. Trust the process, man.
That's right.
Trust the process. Because the Lord has our story set out. All right, for His glory, for His praise,
Yeah.
for His testimony. You know?
I got a precept. That you
Yeah.
wanted.
God,
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 27. It says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh."
Right, the day of trouble and heaviness is coming. And that's what we've been saying to our people. A day of trouble and heaviness is coming. All right? We gave you a whole bunch of scenarios that is, all right, that is going to happen, like a blackout, martial law troops, all right, FEMA camps, all right, persecution. That's what the scriptures say, man. Okay? So we already know evil and trouble is coming. Continue.
Others shall weep and be sorrowful. 25? 2nd Ezra 2 and 25, it says, "Nourish thy children, O thou good nurse, establish their feet. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish."
Oh, as the servants who I'm giving thee, not one of them shall perish, man. See, that's the balance of the Lord, man.
That's right.
Okay? Not everybody's is going to be getting guillotined.
Exactly.
Okay?
You know.
Not everybody's going to be, okay, out there, okay, what's it called? Having a drone chasing them around.
Exactly.
You know? What about men with spiritual powers? You know? Dragon Ball Z type powers. So, you know, keep going.
2nd Ezra 2 and 26. "As for thy servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number."
I will require them from among thy number. That's the elect.
That's right.
Okay? So the Lord is going to protect His elect out of the nation of Israel. That's key. You got to be an Israelite in order to be saved. Continue.
Verse 27, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance."
Others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou, meaning the elect, shall be merry, meaning up in the spirit, laughing, giggling, okay? Praising Yahweh Shai.
That's a laugh at
All right?
That's the spirit.
Exactly. And having abundance. All these damn preppers and all these fucking mansions.
Yeah.
All right? We've been talking about, especially us down here in South Florida. That's for the elect. We just gonna be chilling there while these people, okay, eat each other and become a zombie to each other. You know what I'm saying? That's the faith that, all right, we believe the Lord is going to do that for us as long as we continue our course in His truth.
right.
That's it, man. All right, this shit. Fuck this place, man. We know that. All right.
Go in the scriptures to see that it took place.
Right.
While Egypt was getting fucked up, we was in Atlantic Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And now again, just seeing, our people seeing the plagues, and the plagues not here now.
And what happened? Not only did the Lord lead us out of Egypt, we took their shit.
Yeah.
Give me your shit. You know? all the
Gold,
gold,
earrings,
everything,
jewelry.
cattle, jewelry, everything. So come on, man. Marry and have abundance, man.
That's right.
On this side. So there's the balance, man. Okay?
Verse 28, "The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee."
Right. The heathen, okay? These damn, okay, Edomites and Moabites
Yep.
and Elamites,
Ishmaelites.
they're gonna envy us, meaning be jealous of us, because we gonna be cheering the Lord. We gonna, okay, be glowing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna be malnourished while you full.
Right.
Yep.
Be full. Like damn,
Yeah.
he's not starving like I'm
Exactly.
starving. I just ate my son.
Yeah.
I just ate my daughter.
He's walking with his kids.
And he's walking with his children, with all his wives, just laughing and giggling.
Laughing.
Okay?
Society is still going on.
Right.
Okay?
You know? Because that's the thing. Big brother Yahushua, we could get that. Two will be in the field, one be taken, one will be left. And you go to that word field, meaning there'll still be some form of employment. Okay? Same thing with women. Marrying everybody. Again, this is on this side, because don't the women have to, the women said what? We eat our own bread.
Wear our own apparel.
And automatic, right after that, it's just salvation. That's Isaiah 4:1.
That's right.
Perfect balance, man.
Yep.
You got it.
Once again, 2nd Ezra 2 and 28, "The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell."
Who are the Lord's hands? The angels.
Angels.
Okay? The angels are constantly protecting us. They've been protecting us up to this point.
Yep.
And Lord willing, they continue as long as we serve in the Lord in truth. And we're not changing up the doctrine in the last day. That's why you pseudo-Hebrew Israelites have been changing the doctrine up in the very seconds of this thing. The Lord is going to allow your ass to be put to death in a horrible way. The angels will not be protecting you. He's not going to cover you, man. How you say eternal damnation, flame, fire, hell? Well, clearly that's not okay what the scriptures talk about. All right? All you got to do is go to the book of Jude. That's a milkshake. The brothers don't have to go to it. It says Sodom and Gomorrah was suffering for the vengeance of eternal fire by the Lord, man. Is Sodom and Gomorrah burning forever? No. It's a mind. It's in the mind that you know that that place was cooked by the Lord. As a testimony not to go against the Lord, not to be wicked.
That's right.
Okay? Read that part one more time.
2nd Ezra 2 and 29, it says, my hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell.
Right. Thy children shall not see hell, the grave. The grave, the pit, man.
Yep.
Children. So if you got children, you ain't serving the Lord, man. That's that you set them up for failure.
Yep.
You're a piece of shit. You don't love the Lord. You don't love your children. Right. You a piece of shit. You got children. You ain't serving the Lord. Okay. You got more on that?
No, that wasn't on that.
You brothers got it. You brothers got it. You got it.
Job 5, the brother wanted it. Job 5 and 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. 6 troubles is Jacob's trouble, while all hell is breaking loose. Yeah, in 7, you know, 7 is when the intercontinental ballistic missiles are about to shoot, are about to hit their destination. The elect is going to be what? Right, beamed up into the church where you can call UFOs. All right? Yeah, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. In famine, he shall redeem thee from death. And war from the power of the sword. All right, so we're going to be protected. We're going to have a hedge over us. All right?
That'll make the Lord a liar. If all the elect just get obliterated. That'll make him a liar. That's saying that he's not bound to his word.
Exactly.
All right?
Yep.
You're saying, okay, that if you don't have that, if you don't believe in those scriptures, you're saying the Lord is a liar, bro. That's why all y'all that don't want to serve the Lord, you're saying the Lord is a liar. You don't believe that he would protect you and take care of you when all hell breaks loose.
Yep.
You don't believe he exists.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, there's a glory in saving someone. So the Lord want to get his glory. He want to make his name famous in the earth again. And that's going to happen.
Refresh. 21. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. All right, because why are we not going to be afraid? Because the Lord's going to be with us, and we understand that it's of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. See, we read the scripture, we know who it's coming from.
Yep.
All right, you know that he's the one that's bringing judgment, and while he's delivering and protecting you, you ain't going to be scared of it because you're going to know that Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai is with you. All right? 22, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Neither shall thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. So you're not even going to be afraid of Leviathan, Behemoth, our newly created creatures, man. Lions. All right? Lions going to be, hey, you can tell a lion in Hebrew, go attack that nigga over there.
Hey, weren't we laughing with that pandemic?
Yeah, we was laughing, bro. We was married.
You were married. We were rejoicing.
Remember that first week when it shut down? And we was coming to Bayside. We coming out the parking lot rejoicing and jumping up because we seen this shit empty. Empty, giving all praise to the Most High. Yes, this shit, you know, we thought it was over, you know.
Oh, just give us a little taste. Like, right. Where's that chip? Where's that chip? But yeah, man. But that's the spirit we win. That's the spirit you want to be in. All right, and praising the Lord because we know this is His doing. All right, He's bound to His word once again. This is all prophecy.
23. But thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. All right, Leviathan come by, he probably they keep going. You know? 24, and thou shalt know that thy tabernacle shall be in peace. So you're going to know that the Lord is with you.
Exactly.
Thou shalt visit thy habitation and shall not sin.
That's right. So some brothers, they're going to know they're part of the elect before they get beamed up.
Yep.
They're going to know. You know, and that's what the Lord said, then it shall be known who are my chosen. Because the Lord, He's going to show out.
Right.
You got it, bro.
Real quick, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 65, verse 13. It says, therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. you know, the brother was just saying, there's going to be indicators that let you know that you're part of the elect. If you see all hell breaking loose and you're able to be eating and drinking and rejoicing, you know, that's a key indicator that the Lord is with you. Yeah. That's a key indicator that the Lord is dealing with you. Because everybody else is catching hell. You're going to see bodies on the floor, this, that, and the third, but you're well nourished, you're happy, you're laughing.
Yep. See a nigga be put to death, call out like Bashim outside, and they start laughing.
Well, that's going to make women attract to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, women are going to run to you.
That wisdom going to make you shine.
Yeah.
You know, I see a glow on you. What was that, damn, what his name? He started glowing. The karate guy.
Bruce Leroy.
Bruce Leroy.
Got that glow.
Got that glow.
That's a classic. That feel of the fight that got that glow.
That's how Mandalorian gonna have that glow.
Hey, go ahead, one more.
Isaiah 65:14. Behold, my servants shall sing for joy of heart.
Yep.
But ye shall cry for sorrow of heart and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So for you to be able to sing of joy in the times that's coming, the times of judgment, the times of destruction, the times where people's being put to death, you know, that right there, you just gotta, hey, call out Bashim outside.
And we know it's all most of us know. Shema Yasharala Yahweh Allahayanawa Yahweh Akad. That's what we gonna be singing, man. That's one of the main songs we'll be singing.
That's right.
Yup.
Hey, real quick, I want to bring out a definition of the word plague. It says plague in the biblical or religious context, a divine punishment or catastrophic event sent by the Most High, Yahweh, such as the 10 plagues in the book of Exodus, right? And I wanted to bring out the book of 2 Exodus 15 and 5. It says, behold, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the whole earth works are fulfilled. And this is the time that we're in now, where wickedness has far exceeded, you know, the heavens, man. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is going to bring plagues upon this place, man. Catastrophic events, things that's going to make your fucking mind just bobble.
Well, it said divine. See, people going to know that God did this.
Right.
See, right now they'll see a plague and, you know, they'll just say, oh, you know, it just happened. It so happened by chance. Right. Now, people aren't going to acknowledge that God is punishing them, punishing the world. You know, because God is an afterthought now. Oh, you know, God. When you talk about God, people, you know, they lose concentration and lose focus. See, but He's going to get your attention.
Yep.
That's right.
You know.
Real quick, this is Numbers chapter 23 and verse 19. It says, the Most High is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. Had he said, and shall he not do it? Or had he spoken, and shall he not make it good? The Lord's going to make it good, man. All right? That's a surety.
Hey, give me that strange work. You know? Because things are about to get real strange and eerie. Peculiar. As they should be. Because of the wickedness, and like we were saying earlier, a bunch of freaks walking around. You know, weirdos. I was at work the other day and the guy said I wouldn't mind if my wife wanted to get popped by another man. You know, a bunch of weirdos, man.
What kind of fucking?
You know,
and probably, and then on top of it, probably his wife is feeling.
You know,
that
like
shit,
like niggas is that spirit, that Diddy spirit is in the earth.
He got no test. No man with testosterone gonna say no bullshit.
Like, you know, and people, you know, you'd be surprised how many people on the cover they accept this. You know, we're living in a nasty, foul, disgusting.
Hey, there's a new thing going on, especially on Jake, where Jake women are marrying effeminate men. I forget what they call it, violent something, but beta males. Yeah, they're dealing with beta males now. They're not even dealing with a real man.
Yeah, are they? It's something new also where they dealing with homosexuals.
Yeah.
She's the boy in races and he's the girl.
This is a sick world, man.
The scriptures say that the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Yep. You know, because they've broken the everlasting covenant, man. They're going off and doing their own thing. You know?
You know, but they're gonna ask why God? Why? Why? You got it, bro.
Quick one to back you up real quick on what you just said. This is the book of Psalm chapter 12, verse 8. It says, the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. And that's why you see wickedness all throughout the four corners of the earth, man. That's why you see all this wicked shit. Because Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is in rulership. Bingo. The scriptures tell you, as the ruler, so are the people. And that's why you see people out here on this weird shit, man.
That's why the plagues gotta come.
Exactly.
Because that wickedness and that bullshit. When the wicked there rule the people more. Real quick, Isaiah chapter 28 and verse 21, it says, for Yahweh shall rise up as in Mount Perazim, he shall be wroth as in the valley of Gibeon, that he may do his work, his strange work, and bring to pass his act, his strange act.
That's right. It's about to get real strange around here. You know, you boiling a child is very peculiar and strange to be able to eat.
Hey, that's nothing new. That's in the scriptures. We had a woman salting their children.
You know, that's not something you see on an everyday basis.
I mean, that means famine. It's a famine on the planet.
You know, and the first thing these people on the sign say, why God?
Why?
But nobody want to examine their behavior.
Right.
You know, you got a child that's acting up in school, but you'll correct them. Everybody want to correct somebody, but don't want to correct their own behavior. They won't look in the mirror and just stop. Stop being a homosexual. Stop being a freak, a weirdo. They won't stop until it's too late. And that's the storyline of our people. They don't stop until it's too late.
Right.
Until they on a fucking t-shirt.
Right. I got some. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17, verse 1. For great are thy judgments. And who judges the earth? The God of Israel, by the way. And cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what the beloved brother is saying is on point. Okay? The Lord's judgments are great, but yet, our people and the rest of these people, man, they have unnurtured souls, man. Okay?
Yep.
They're moving in a way that is not normal.
Exactly.
According to the God of Israel.
Yep.
Not according to you or what this fucking government or these scientists are saying. Okay?
I can't even stop. Y'all don't even know what's food.
Yeah.
Jake don't even know what's lawful to eat.
Nope.
Out of nowhere, you just see niggas just eating unbothered. It's just you know, we heard of people eating alligator, but now they're making it like front stream again. Like, you know what I'm saying? Commercializing it.
I got some.
Go ahead.
Got some?
I got some real quick. Something about just saying, but our people act like they don't know it's the Most High who punishing them. You know? This is Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 23. It says, who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not the Lord, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. Therefore had he poured out upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about, yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. Right. Our people don't consider the Lord, man. And the scriptures say that, you know,
Our people don't consider.
they don't consider. You know, the ass know this owner. Go ahead, bro. This is first.
Yeah, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel doth not know. My people doth not consider.
Even an animal considers.
Because he knows who's giving him food.
Yeah.
He has to acknowledge
You know?
that this is the person that's giving me food.
Like-
This is the one that's giving me shelter.
That's a beast.
It's a beast. So the Lord is saying that our people are lower than a beast.
Yeah.
They don't even know who's giving them aid or who's dealing with them.
Yeah.
That's a person that needs to be put
down.
Yep.
Yeah, like my cat Nala, man. She acknowledges me all the time. You know? First thing in the morning, she's at my side of the bed. First thing, not like clockwork, 6 in the morning. She knows she's gonna get fed at 6 in the morning.
That's
man.
right.
At my side of my bed, and I get up, boom, she's purring, praising me, because you know when a cat purrs, they're happy to be around you, you know, while I'm feeding her. Just to give an example, So you worse than a cat, man. How fucked up is that?
Those are very stubborn animals. They're very stubborn. You know what I'm saying? You gotta break an ox in.
Right.
Yeah, because those are very stubborn animals. Man. So for that animal, as stubborn as he is, to understand who his owner is, and for you Jakes not to get it, that's really a diss on y'all, man. It just show how low level thinking you Jakes are, man.
Hey, when it was cool, the Lord is basically saying you guys are a bunch of Eeyores.
Worse than Eeyore.
Oh, but I got two more real quick. Isaiah 1:4 says, a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord, they have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger, they are gone away backward. And this is the state of our people.
You got people defending Diddy.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like what's going on here, man?
Crazy.
Bunch of freaks.
Like, our people like pigs that laden in the mud.
Yeah.
They filthy, they waddle in there. Yes, I love to sin. You see me? I'm sinning.
I got Daniel chapter 9 and verse 5.
Go
ahead, Salaki.
Verse 5, and this is what you was saying, our people have a sickness on them. Isaiah 1:5, it says, why should you be stricken anymore? You revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint.
Right, and the whole head is sick, starting with Judah.
Yep.
All right, because Judah, all right, the bulk of Judah ain't serving the Lord. The rest of the tribes are all fucked, man.
Yep.
All right, because Judah's the head tribe. So that's the reason why all our people are sick, man. They seeing what the so-called black man's doing. Well, if he's doing that, I can do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I give you an example of
Yep.
you know when niggas doing skits acting like girls? Dressed like girls. Judah the one who started that. Now you see all the tribes doing it.
Yep. Putting on dresses.
Yeah.
Yep. And I noticed that too. Whenever Judah does something trendy,
Yeah.
all right,
They follow.
Northern Kingdom be right next doing the Spanish version of it. Yeah. The Spanish version. The same shit. Okay? It goes to show you, man, Judah's the head tribe, as it says in Genesis 49. You know, that thy brother would praise thee, man. But again, instead of, coming to the real men of the Lord, starting with Judah on down, nah, you want to do all the wicked shit.
Yeah, you want to follow Diddy.
You want to follow Diddy. That's why the whole head is sick. All right, you're unnatural. You're brute beasts, man.
Yeah.
All right, you need a physician, and that physician, unfortunately, is gonna hurt. Nuclear fire. All right, that's the remedy for your ass.
That's the cure.
Daniel chapter 5, Daniel chapter 9 and verse 5, it says, we have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. This is what happened with our people.
Right, but notice they're acknowledging it. We have sinned. We went against the Lord. The bulk of our people ain't saying that. Only the elect are saying that. Bulk of our people are not acknowledging their sins. They're not saying, I'm going off. They're not getting on their knees. All right? Praising to Yahweh Shem Shai. I've sinned. Salakia. Not showing no remorse whatsoever. I want to make that a point. You know?
People are not humble.
No.
They're very prideful.
Right. Verse 6, it says, neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. O Lord, righteousness belongeth unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces. As it is this day, to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and unto all Israel that are near and that are far off, to all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. O Lord, to us belonging confusion of face, to our kings, to our princes, to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee.
Right, we go into that word confusion of faces. Confusion means shame. All right? It's a shame that we're in this condition, man. All right? All of us.
Exactly, it is.
It's a big
It's
shame,
a shameful
man.
thing.
It's a shameful thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know.
You're supposed to be the role models of the earth.
Yeah.
Everybody's supposed to look at us.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, but now everybody look at us and talk shit.
Yeah.
Are these the people?
Black fatigue.
They're naked fatigue, yeah. That's all you see
know?
now, Red Pill.
Yeah.
Myron and all them. Black fatigue, nigga
Yeah.
fatigue.
I want that guy for sleep.
Yeah.
You know, so you know the scriptures. These are the people. That's why they're gonna marvel. Like what? You know, because we're not acting like the regal people that we are. Go ahead, brother.
Daniel chapter 9 and verse 9. To the Lord our power belong mercies and forgivenesses. Though we have rebelled against him, neither have we obeyed the voice of Yahweh our power to walk in his laws, which he set before us by his servants the prophets. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured out upon us.
I want to say one thing too. Every beast, when you go into the nature, every beast corrects their child. Right? Sometimes you see a monkey spanking their little baby or grabbing them.
Because he has to.
Exactly.
Because you can die. There's predators.
So
It's
there's
dangerous.
no difference. You know, so when you are being corrected as a Jacob's trouble, you know, that's going to be the correction for our people.
Then shall you learn it by death and pain.
Death by pain. So there's no difference, you know, between a gorilla and a monkey, a human. We're all beasts, you know. And the Most High, the Father, Yahweh, through his son Yahweh Shai, he gonna put that spanking on our people. Those the bad ones. The one, you know how you see a group of lions walking together or a group of ducks. Those that you got some that follow their mom and some that go astray. Well, the ones that go astray, they're gonna get spankings. They're gonna get that spanking.
Yeah, because they're putting themselves at risk by going astray. Verse 11, Daniel 9, verse 11 says, Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him.
That's why we got the curses on us.
And even Jake believe in karma.
Right.
So according to universal law, to what y'all believe in,
Right.
well, if they say what? If you do wrong, wrong gonna come to you, right? You guys believe in that.
Right.
So you guys are a bunch of hypocrites.
It says, verse 12, and he had confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven had not been done as it had been done upon Jerusalem.
Well, doesn't it make sense, right? It makes sense for Israel to be judged very harshly because you are the best people on the planet Earth. So therefore, you get the harshest judgment. Right? If you got 3 kids in the house, who are you coming to beat first if the house fucked up?
Your child.
You coming to get the oldest. You coming to get the one which most likely got the most wisdom. He's the oldest. You getting that ass tore up.
Now also prove to you Christians, all right, that we are the Israelites. Because we the ones that have been treated wrong than any other people on the world.
Yeah.
All right? So stop fucking questioning us. If you don't believe, leave us alone.
Now, verse 13, it says, as it is written in the law of Moses, all this evil is come upon us, yet made we not our prayer before the Lord our power, that he might turn from our iniquities and understand thy truth. Therefore hath the Lord watched upon the evil and hath brought it upon us, for the Lord our power is righteous in all his works which he doeth, for we obeyed not his voice.
That's right.
And now, O Lord power, thou hast brought thy people forth out of the land of Egypt with a mighty hand, and hast gotten thee renown. So like it says, as this day we have sinned, we have done wickedly. So, all in all, we have done wickedly, man. You know, it's of the Lord's mercy. You know, through the prophecy of Ezekiel the 37th chapter, the Lord says he's gonna, you know, blow bread into the dry bones, man. You know, and that's how we able to come back through Yahushua, the adoption, the law being that, you know, going up on the cross, being the propitiation, the sacrificial lamb to give remission of sin to the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. to adopt us back to the Father so we could be in good standing again. You know?
That's right. And you Christians don't acknowledge who you call Jesus, how he was tortured for your sakes. You know, you might say, yeah, he died for you, but you know that's as far as it goes for you Christians.
The most you get a fucking tattoo of a cross or Jesus, or get a scripture.
A scripture. John 3:16.
That John, boy.
Them fucking Christians, man, they push that it's okay to sin because of baby Jesus and the blood he shed, man. All right? They push that madness. All right? You plantation Christians, man, you're a failure. You're just like, again, back to the numbers, the data, the science. There's over 2 billion plantation Christians walking the earth. And look at the condition of the earth. Terrible. You have failed. You people are failures. You're a disgrace, man.
2 billion. That means the Lord should have been came.
Big came. Right. And again, history says, all right, how did Christianity get pushed throughout the earth? Through colonialism. All right? The force of the sword and a cross saying, this is your new God, this is your idol, which was a curse upon us, because that's how we ended up serving idols, wood and stone, according to Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter.
Right, and that's how you know that Christianity is not based off the scriptures, man.
Nope.
The scriptures say that we shall be as sheep in the midst of wolves.
That's right.
Therefore, be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay, we shouldn't be the ones. If Christianity was based off the Bible, shouldn't be going around the world slaughtering people.
The apostles didn't do that.
That's not what Yahweh Shai did. That's not what the apostles did.
Nope.
Said if man don't get it, cast him as a heathen,
I'm saying is that we ain't. That's not how we're supposed to do it, man. All right. So that just goes to show you that it's all bullshit, man. All right. It's all lies. It's all based off of lies. Okay. Christianity is not the truth, man.
Yep. It's facts.
People that are under the vibration of plantation Christianity, they act as if they have a license to sin. When the scriptures clearly tell you, the Lord say he have given no one license to sin, man. You know?
This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 6. It says, for the Most High hateth sinners, and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. You know, you Christians think, oh yeah, we can just sin this, that, and the third. But the scriptures say clearly, for the Most High hateth sinners. So what are you Christians talking about, man?
He called Jesus Christ after he healed somebody, he said, sin no more.
Exactly.
Right.
So what are you talking about?
Right. And that's how you know Christianity is, again, it's not of the, another reason how you know it's not of the, many reasons. Right? Hey, as scripture say, whosoever is born of the Most High sinneth not, man.
That's right.
Okay, now granted, of course we sin, but we don't make it a habit. Okay, we're supposed to flee from sin. We're supposed to be walking in the spirit and mortifying the deeds of the flesh, man. Christianity doesn't push that, man.
No.
Okay, and then you also got a whole fucking genre of gospel music, so-called gospel music, that's based off of Christianity, man. Okay, and these are famous musicians, famous songs. You know, record labels that fund this shit. So how the fuck, if Christianity was supposed to be not of this world, then why do you have record labels and songs and famous artists? It's a whole fucking genre of music.
Yep. For that
doctrine. Okay,
Exactly.
they're selling books and CDs
movie
radio,
Performing at the BET Awards,
Yeah.
Sexy Red.
Yeah, performing at the BET Awards after Sexy Red. It's crazy.
Crazy work.
Okay? You know, you got that song Church going on. You know? About how fucking you thought ass bitches in the church be acting.
And Beyonce.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
You know?
You notice a lot of these singers, they come from the church.
Yeah. They're complete fucking degenerates.
Yup. They get freaked out.
I got something.
Hey. Do you go to the church, man? You finna put that shit on because you want to see where the hoes at.
Where the hoes at?
Keep it cheap.
That was
What's some easy pussy, go to the church.
And vice versa. They putting that shit on, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Trying to get they boob.
They you know? The church is wicked, man. I done seen pastors say, hey, he ain't right, you leave that man. What the fuck?
What? Bro, you had bitches.
You deserve better.
Bro, you had bitches twerking for
That's
Jesus.
the old season. Now it's time for a new season.
You had bitches twerking for Jesus, bro.
Oh,
Like gospel
gospel twerk music, bro.
Twerking for Jesus.
Shake that ass for Jesus. Tune it up for Jesus, bro.
Shake that.
You know, fucking pole dancer for Jesus, bro.
Snoop Dogg did a gospel
Right,
album.
right. Snoop Dogg?
Right.
Oh, shit.
Yes, he did a whole gospel album.
Crippin' for Jesus?
Oh yeah.
Glorilla got a song, I think, with Kirk Franklin and shit. Like,
That's crazy.
what the fuck, man? That shit fool.
Yeah.
He receives
They know it,
consolation.
man.
That's it.
They know it. That's why it's diminishing too. It is though. It is diminishing. People coming out of that, man.
Right. Yeah.
Men and certain women are too, man. They know that shit ain't the shit, man. That's why TD Jake's dropping, niggas dropping this shit. You know,
Yup. And,
pork eating pastors.
and it's this truth. That's the reason why they drop it.
Yup.
Because we bringing out the words of the Lord in truth. And you got certain of our people like, yo, this Christianity shit is bullshit. You know, here it is. They say the law's done away with, but hey, tithing, where does that go back to? Come on, man.
Hey,
Fuck y'all, man.
Don't forget, the same day that Obama signed the bill to allow same-sex marriage from sea to shining sea, the same day he was up in the people church singing Amazing Grace. The same day.
Y'all clapped them on.
Nope.
You know? None of y'all God-fearing, man.
Nope.
Because if y'all was, y'all be like, you know what?
Nah.
No. You know what he just did? That was monumental.
Nope.
The fact that they operate with a 501c3, that alone shows that they're not God-fearing.
Right.
Because you can't bring out the whole scripture if you got 501c3. Right. You can't.
And none of the presidents, they didn't take that away. After Obama, they kept it.
Right.
They didn't say, you know what? Nah, fuck that.
Yo.
Biden didn't do it. Trump ain't do it.
Trump got it's honoring those people, and they want to label warplanes and Navy ships after famous those people soldiers. You know, the LGBTQT personnel that, you know, because you have certain soldiers that are LGBTQT, so they want to name certain planes and warship, and Trump's allowing it. They want to honor them. Trump is. That's why
He's on the list.
He's on the fucking list.
You on that list, DJ?
He's on the list. Elon Musk have to crash out. I'm fucking with my money, Donald Trump. I'm airing you out.
Elon Musk, that nigga son.
Go ahead. I got some real quick because you was talking about those pastors, those Christian pastors. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. It says, "Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord." It says, "Therefore saith the Lord Yahweh of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and have driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord." There's a judgment for you Christian pastors, man, for leading the flock astray.
Right. Because you so-called churches, by taking the 501c3, you're saying that you're acknowledging that you're at the head of your community. That's why you're able to get these funds. You get people to come in. You take money from them for the words that you say to them. You're supposed to be a leader, but under your watch, look at what happened to our people.
Yep.
Community.
Look at the community.
Yep.
And now you're allowing dykes in there with their jean jacket suit on.
Dope dealers giving money to the pastor.
Right. You allow everything to go on in there. You ain't saying nothing. That's why woe means destruction, death to you. And we ain't only talking to the Christian, so-called Christian pastors. We talking to Israelite false teachers as well, man. Oh, you're going to get it even worse, man. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, the time of reckoning is not only coming for America, it's coming for 2/3 of our people as well, man. False pastors, all y'all niggas, man. You know? Hey, the Elder Kasab Magan was going into it beautifully with the Elder Manasazapa from South Carolina and the other elder from D.C. Look, you're going to have men on the right-hand side who's for righteousness, man, going hard, man. If you're going to have that, you're going to have men who are really corrupt, who know they're Israelites. Going hard for wickedness, man. Totally sold out. You know, you got that going on, and the Lord about to make all you niggas pay.
Yep.
That's right.
You know?
Yep.
Pretty quick. Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16, it says, "For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
Yep.
So if you, the scripture says, if the blind lead the blind, they both shall fall in a ditch, man. If you're being led by false prophets, it's not going to turn out well for you, man.
You see they remixing doctrines now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Now hell exists.
We at the end, and this is what they're doing. Right?
Really? Hell?
I got something.
Going right back to.
It's only a matter of time anyway. See what we call them.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pastures, saith the Lord. You just wrote that out? Okay, cut. Yeah. 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord Yahweh. You got it. Brought it out. Break it down.
Hey, Lord finna judge you pastors, man. There's a judgment coming for you pastors for scattering the sheep astray, man, for leading the people to the wrong direction. And like the brother G-Bar just said too, you know, you remixing the doctrine, you remixing things. The scriptures tell you in Deuteronomy 4:2, ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God which I command you. And you pastors are adding to the scriptures, you taking away from the scriptures, making your own thing in the scriptures. Hey, there's a judgment for that, man.
Yeah, Genesis, they made a video the other day talking about now the Lord is going to save the Israelites from America first. You know, they all over the place, man.
Well, you know, Genesis, you know, we already know where your leadership, all right.
You came up from a wicked root.
A wicked root, you know. So this is why they moved the way they moved.
I think them niggas Masons, bro. Genesis, you know, that Mason symbol.
Yeah.
If you look at how the actual logo is, the G, it looks like
Freemason.
It does, like just how it's angled.
Yeah.
Like those sharp angles.
With the skull and the scroll and ruler that they have. It looks like that.
No, not like that. It's just how it's shaped, how the G is
Yeah,
shaped.
that-
It looks like angular.
Angular. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like how.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks angular. It doesn't look like a regular G. Like it's like sharp. Like,
so yeah,
you know, like that.
Like
So it looks like kind of like
the triangle.
Yeah, it looks like that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Evil. I think y'all niggas took a bag, bro. Fuck it, man. Just say it. Goddamn, why you trying to hide? Fuck, y'all took a bag. You took a bag. Alazar the Peganator took a bag.
Yeah, he took a
Y'all
bag.
took a bag, bro.
This
Fuck
y'all
it,
still
bro.
probably have followers, because your followers is fucking idiots.
Yeah, they're idiots. It's okay. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
they'll ride with you.
Remember they wanted to do a whole. We need to pray for Alazar. All Israel needs to pray for him. What the fuck?
Yeah, go on a fast.
That was it. Go on a fast.
Man, he's gone. He's
bugged
infested
out.
with demons,
Yeah,
man.
and now y'all bringing out weird doctrines and y'all bringing out Bible commentary doctrines. Fucking goddamn it.
Yeah.
You know,
Following Esau, man.
following Esau. Like, what the fuck, bro? The lake of fire is a line of fire from Basra to somewhere. Like, where? What? Like, nigga, what are you talking about, bro? You know?
So the land of Edom is going to have a line of fire in it.
Yeah, it's gonna have a line of fire.
But he's going to give it to the inhabitants of Judah.
Of Judah, something like
So
that.
we got to tiptoe around the fire
So what
in the
about
kingdom.
Babylon? What about America, the place of your slavery and captivity where they slaughtered your people and all of that type of stuff? What about that?
Nah, they ain't thinking about that.
That's not the lake.
Yeah,
They
come
think
on.
that's why they moving on that spirit of 1,000 years.
Yeah,
No, they moving in that spirit.
It all don't make sense.
Yep.
It don't make sense, man.
Con, this is
Nah, go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, start verse 15. It says, meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy property may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this, thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. All right, so it's a very important thing to stick to, you know, what the Lord, all right, blessed our apostles and their apostles through the Spirit, all right, the doctrine to preach 100% truth.
That's right. When you read Paul's epistles, he kept saying the same thing, but in a different way. Stick to the doctrine. Don't listen to them. What I teach you, stick with it.
Right. Yes, that's the way to salvation, man. That's why he was so hard on what he was saying, bro.
He kept saying
That's
it.
why he was constantly exhorting the churches, making sure the
the churches was on point, man. You know, because you gotta understand when we read Acts, you know, Apostle Paul, different disciples and apostles, it was going around, you know, as they were commissioned by the Lord to set up these different churches in these different regions, right? So they would set up the church, people, you know, convert and believe in Yahushai, and then give it about a few months to a year or something, and then you got niggas from the circumcision, you know what I'm saying, going and pushing new doctrines, or agnostic niggas trying to creep in, you know, and pushing new doctrines. So the Apostle Paul had to constantly write them epistles out, man, to get brothers' minds fucking right, man. You know, and deliver niggas over to Satan, you know, and all type of stuff, man. So that's why he used to go hard, because they actually saw the Lord, man. Yeah. They actually met Yahushai, man. Yep. A lot of disciples knew his family and stuff. You know, John himself was actually commissioned to watch over Yahushai's mom, man. Yep. You know? Right. And then they saw him after he rose up, and then Apostle Paul, like he says, as one born out of time, man, he saw the Lord while he was in his glory, man. You know? So they was like, hey, man, this is it, man. Can't, you know? So that's why they went so hard like that, man. And the things that they suffered as a result of their faith really solidified that they were telling the truth the whole fucking time, man. Yep. You know, you had a lot of niggas part of the circumcision boasting in circumcision and in the law, like you got niggas now today. They ain't suffering. The fuck they suffering, man? They looking for the glory of men. You know, the same thing was going on back then, man. If you was heavy pushing in the law and justification by the law, you wasn't getting no flack from the average Israelite. That was looked as a status symbol, man. Yep. Pushing all them different Greek philosophies and Gnostic philosophies and shit. You wasn't underneath no persecution or fire. That's what the Romans and the Greeks believed in anyway, man. But if you was pushing Yahushai, you was suffering persecution, man. And they was standing on business, man. That's what proved that their testimony was true, man. Because underneath pressure, they still kept it 100, you know? They still kept it a buck, man. They ain't fold or break and start switching shit up. Yep. You know? That's right.
2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 14, it says, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, and hast been assured of knowing of whom thou hast learned them, and that from a child thou hast known the holy scriptures, which are able to make thee wise unto salvation through faith, which is in Hamashiach Yahushai. All scripture is given by inspiration of the Most High, and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instruction in righteousness, that the man of God may be perfect, thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
Right. Wise into salvation, which is by the faith that's in Yahushai, man. Which y'all niggas don't be pushing faith. No. The fuck? IUIC don't be pushing faith, man. No. Okay? They don't be pushing the fruits of the spirit. Nope. And trusting in the Lord. You know, they don't be pushing that. Endurance, suffering. They don't be pushing that.
And we ain't lying.
No, we not lying.
We not lying.
Y'all niggas don't talk about the kingdom. Y'all
don't
talk about the destruction like that. Nope. Y'all be switching up the doctrine. Y'all doing y'all own thing, man. Y'all doing y'all own fucking thing, man. Okay? How we gonna get out of here is through faith in Yahushua. That's why we gotta keep pushing Yahushua. We gotta keep pushing faith. We gotta keep pushing prayer. Trusting in the Lord, miracles, the kingdom. We gotta keep pushing the doctrine, man. That's how we're gonna get the fuck up out of here, man.
Yeah, okay. Monetary statement. IUIC called us faith-based Israelites. Right, like it's a bad thing, you know.
You know, that's good. See, that proves who the children of Abraham are and who are not.
There you go.
Okay. All right. That's why Yahushua said, "Hey," because it was like, "Oh, we are Abraham's seed. We've never been in bondage to no man." Okay. Well, Yahushua said, "Yeah, I know y'all Abraham's seed, but y'all not doing the works of Abraham."
That's right.
Okay. You doing the works that you've seen of your father. I'm doing the works that I've seen of my father, man.
That's right.
All right. But Yahushua's father was in the spirit, the Most High Himself. Okay. But they was doing the works that they saw of their father, which is Satan, man. All right, y'all was they was sold out to the fucking Romans, man. Yep. You know, and that's why Yahweh said, "You are your father, the devil, and the works of your father, the lust of your father, you will do, man." He was a murderer and a liar. You know, That's the works y'all following after, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish I was reading niggas, man.
What?
Pulling motherfuckers' cars, man. Tapping into the spiritual chat. the chat, yeah, how about you outside? The Glock on your ass, and boom! Nigga, I know, y'all know your whole fucking life, nigga. Trying to be fake with fucking fringes and an ephod on, bitch. Oh, wicked ass.
Cutting their ass.
Bitch. Fuck.
Yeah. What you do at night, boy? Why you so bad, boy?
Yep.
You know?
That's why they hated him
They
so
hated
much.
him. He was getting on their ass. You know? But yeah, man, that's how we gonna get out of here, man. See, hey, the scriptures say those that are of the faith, the same are the children of Abraham, man. Okay? All right, that's how we justify. That's how we become heirs of the promise through faith in Yahweh Shai, man.
That's right.
Okay, but if you're not of the faith, yeah, in the flesh you might be descended from Abraham, but you're not living up to it, man.
Nope.
All right, when you read the story about Abraham, the reason why Abraham inherited the promises was because of his faith, man.
Nope.
That's why he inherited the promises. It wasn't because of his perfection in the law.
Nope.
It was his faith that allowed him to grow and follow the Lord and you know, circumcise and, you know, the trial that happened with Isaac and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Having faith, man. Prior to that, he was living underneath terror in Ur the Chaldees, and they was worshiping idols, man. Okay? Yep. The Lord told him to sacrifice Isaac. According to the law, that's condemnable. But it was Abraham's faith that justified him, man.
That's right.
You know, it's imputed unto him for righteousness, and therefore he's called a friend of God, man.
That's right.
So if you call yourself a descendant of Abraham, and you talk about, oh, you an Israelite and the promises for you, well, you got to inherit the promises the same way Abraham inherited them, which is through faith, man.
That's right.
That's how you become an heir of the promises, through faith, man. That's why
right.
we got to keep pushing faith, man. Motherfuckers talk about the fringes and the law and keeping the law. That's not the Bible. Look, the story of the scriptures. The story, when you actually understand the story of the scriptures, it's the relationship between the Most High and the people that He's ultimately gonna have mercy on. That's what the whole narrative is about, man. About how the Lord's gonna have mercy on His people. That's why mercy is a big repeating trend throughout the scriptures, man. The Lord had mercy on Adam and Eve. Yep. Abel was doing a sacrifice. Why? Because he sinned. He needed mercy. You know, the Lord had mercy on Enoch. The Lord had the Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord, man.
Yep.
You know, the patriarchs, they sold Joseph as a slave. Scripture say he's supposed to be put to death for that. The Lord had mercy on him. You know what I'm saying?
The Lord has mercy on us by sending Yahweh Shai.
Exactly, man. That's what it's all about. The Lord had mercy on Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
According to the prophecy by Nathan to David,
Yep.
it said, "My mercy shall not depart from him." Okay? As it departed from Saul. Even though if he committed iniquity, I would chasten him with the stripes of men, with the rod of the children of men. But my mercy shall not depart from him, as it departed from Saul, and I'm gonna use him to establish your throne forever. The Lord had mercy on Yahweh Shai by raising him from the dead. Because he was being afflicted and punished for his sins, man.
Yep.
But niggas want to boast in the law. When we all need mercy. Yahweh Shai needed mercy. He is our mercy, man. Yep. But you want to boast in the law. Hey, Shalak Rayam wa Anashim wa Wajim wa Haragim wa Mashapatim. I'll call the woman, man. Okay? Because as many as are under the law are under the curse, man.
That's right.
So put curses on a bitch ass nigga, man. Bitch.
Like
you gotta put fucking curses on these niggas. These niggas ain't fucking right. You shutting up salvation, nigga.
Hey, Galatians 1:8. If an angel come and speak any other gospel than what we have been taught, let him be a curse.
Yeah.
Man. You don't play with these words, man.
Yup. Shalat Rayam on IUIC, Shalat Rayam on ICPK, Shalat Rayam on Sakari, on Genesis, on GOCC, on all you fucking niggas, man. You niggas ain't fucking right, man. Prideful ass niggas, man.
All scoffers.
You don't love our Lord.
Is that it? We hit our 2-hour mark?
Yeah.
Got it.
This is the book of Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8. It says, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast."
That's right.
Right. So with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash.
double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to the elect. Kwame Yasharala.
Kwame Yasharala. Shalom.
Chill.
Yes, sir.
Facts.